this whole content creator journey has been a lot harder than expected, mainly because I've been trying to figure out who I am and what my identity is as I'm trying to create. And doing that in front of an audience can be very daunting. I'd like to say that I'm someone with layers. I refer to myself as a Jill of all trades. I like to dabble in different areas, different things. I mean, I've also recently found out that I won't say recently, in the last couple of months, it has come to my attention that I have, was it ADHD, ADD, one of them. And that has not helped the situation at all. I guess it can be looked at as a help and a hurt, but at the end of the day, it has made things a little tough for me because I didn't know what it is that I wanted to do. There's so many different layers to myself, and to come out on the internet and just start doing something or doing one thing that I wasn't really certain on made things a little tough. But at the end of the day, we keep trying and we keep going and growing, and that's what really this channel is all about. So if you're still watching, hello, my name is Jada. I am a former corporate girly, now full-time stay-at-home mom, homemaker, housewife, whatever you want to call it. That's me. Honestly, I've given myself the title of a home operations manager. But yeah, and part-time content creator because I am a new content creator. Well, I wouldn't say necessarily new to the scene, but new YouTuber, small content creator, whatever it is, that's me right now. So that's why I just say part-time, more full-time in my homemaking abilities. But putting that aside, back to what I was talking about, finding my identity at 29, that has been one of the, I would say toughest. That has been one of the toughest things I have. Do I want to say ever? That's just one of the toughest things I have ever done thus far. Is figuring out who I am, rediscovering myself. As I said before, I do feel that a lot of times with young moms, young wives, we can get caught up in the titles. And I don't want to just say young because I feel like it can happen at any point in your life, but just for myself as a young mom and a young wife, I definitely lost myself. I got lost in a sauce. And coming back to social media, has been really tough for me at times. I said it a couple of times already, but it has just been, like I said, just a little tough just because I'm like, what is it that I'm into? I didn't necessarily want to make mom content because at one point in time when I was more of a full-time creator, like maybe 5-6 years ago, I didn't want that to just be my title because I'm like, no, like I'm this too, you know what I mean? I'm doing this and that, but life changes. We all evolve, and I'm like trying to figure out who I am at my core, you know what I mean? Because through the years, I just feel like there's just been different added layers and stuff to me. And like I said, I was chasing that corporate ladder, man. I was chasing that corporate ladder, or just like, wanted to be at the top, you know what I mean? And now, with me stepping away from that world and coming home, which was really just like, it's what was needed, but still my choice, you know what I mean? It was just like, what am I doing? What are you doing? All the things that you thought you wanted, I mean, has just kind of flipped upside down, and like kind of refiguring out, what my true heart's desires are. You know what I mean? So that has just been an interesting journey, and to really try to come onto social media, like I felt like I was like trying to be an expert, or trying to they say, like, teach people things, when it's hard to teach somebody when you're just figuring it out yourself. You know what I mean? So, I said that twice. But anyway, I do have a script here, so that's why I keep looking down. But yeah, trying to choose just one thing, and sticking to it too, has been, just a little bit of a struggle, because I just feel like I have so many different passions and ideas. So yeah, trying to choose one thing, one passion I could do every day for the next 10 years has been stressful. It's almost like being in college again. This is what it's like. Being in college again, and you're figuring out what your major is going to be. You can go into college and be undecided, but typically, they're like, oh, choose a major. What's your major? Blah, blah, blah. And that's what I kind of felt again with just these platforms. I mean, down to what platform am I going to be on? Which one can I stay on consistently? And, what is it that I'm going to showcase, or what am I going to talk about? What is going to be, my thing? Am I doing faceless content? Am I doing, day in the life content? Am I a vlogger, or like a, what is it? Like, travel vlogging, and, going to, local spots and being one of those vloggers. And I mean, like I said, different layers, but finding something that I will be consistent on for the next 10 years. Because, yeah, and I say the next 10 years because that's really, that was really my game plan in the corporate world. I was like, yeah, I'm going to just work 10 years and then pivot. But I feel like maybe I already got the 10 years out of the way, and now we're pivoting here. So, but yeah, just for the next 10 years, what is the main thing, that I'm going to be doing on social media? We're figuring it out. But I do know at the end of the day, you got to start somewhere. And so we're just starting here. By the way, I am in my bathroom. This is the place I get the most privacy, and it has the best lighting. And it's quiet. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. But I did want to bring something to the table outside of just talking about myself. But during the hiatus, though, I have found a sense of peace and clarity in, just myself and who I am, who I want to be, even down to like my personal brand. Like I really got deep into like, personal development and journaling, all the different podcasts, just to figure out, who I am. And in that, I'm like, okay, because I just really want my inside to match my outside. And that's really what we're going through right now, is showcasing just that. Like, that's why I say a lot of like holistic lifestyle, holistic living. I'm really into doing those things, that way of life, because that is what I realized at the end of the day, the core of who I am before, all the other things and all the different, or throughout the years and all the different titles and just life in general, there's certain things that I've put to the wayside, and I just have relearned myself, and that just feels so good, to rediscover who I am and what it is that I'm really into, rediscovering my passions, rediscovering what it is that I like, and that's nothing that I feel bad about. I will say that, because I don't want anybody watching this like, oh my God. Like, it really is just life, and that can happen at any stage, You could be 40 and then all of a sudden one day just wake up and like, what is it that I really like in life? Or what is it what I forgot, and whatever. But yeah, that's just where I'm at right now. But as far as just like, yeah, when I was talking about clarity and everything's not crystal clear. We're still like, I'm down to figuring out my style. Like, I went through my closet, anything that just didn't make me feel confident, I'll say that, or made me feel like I'm a damn near 30-year-old woman. If it made me feel like a child, like I'm taking it out. You know what I mean? And that has been really therapeutic, I guess I'd say. And yeah, so like right now I'm like figuring out my new style, what it is that I'm into. And I've kind of gotten down to the fact of like earthy girly, I'm getting into my gardening, getting back into my herbs and my creativity. And I couldn't be more happier, like I really could not be more happier about that, honestly. And I love that for me. Even though I don't have complete perfect clarity on this, it's like a daily thing, or maybe not even daily, maybe it takes a couple days or a week or whatever of this, like I said, a rediscovering of my identity and who I am or whatever. There really is a sense of peace, though, that comes with the little bits of clarity that I have gotten, and it's like I'm more calmer because I feel like I'm in this place of alignment and going into like the right direction. It's really like, what is it? Walk by faith and not by sight. And that's literally how it feels. But like I said, there is still like a sense of peace that I do have with rediscovering myself. There are some little takeaways that I wanted to at least bring to the table and give my advice on. You don't have to have just one identity. You're allowed to evolve, you're allowed to try things, and you're allowed to change your mind. Because that's everything that I have done. Give yourself grace. I know for myself, I can be very self-critical. And I think that's one of the biggest lessons that I've learned while on this journey is all of the like judgment and critiques that I have had and have placed on myself really hindered me from just moving forward, because it's hindsight 2020. If I would have just like kept going with this, if I would have just kept going, at least on this platform or just in general, building the consistency and building that muscle, there's no telling where I'd be. However, the lessons that I've learned along the way, the lessons that I've learned along the way, I just give myself grace within that, because at the end of the day, time is not linear, and I move within my own time. Like if you feel that you are like running behind, or it's like on this certain like clock, go about it on your own time. Understand that life has ebbs and flows, and everything is not always going to be butterflies and rainbows. There's no perfect moment. It's just the moment that you start and you keep going. And that is the part that I am currently like working on, that muscle, or just reworking. And the thing that I am just most proud of myself is that at least I'm resilient. I keep trying, even though I feel at times so silly and uncomfortable or embarrassed, all the things. It's okay. Also, your passion isn't always loud, and taking that time, that hiatus, like, because at one point I was just like posting, and then it was like I was just posting just to post. And even though I know like people just say like just post anyway, it's just hard. Like, especially if I am trying to be better at being a perfectionist. Maybe I'll say I'm a recovering perfectionist. You know what? I am a recovering perfectionist, because this is not at all. This setup is at all what I envision in my brain, or what I have even thought about. But here I am doing it. So, there is that. But yeah, like sometimes your passion isn't loud. It sometimes whispers, and it's in those like little quiet moments that you're like, oh, got it. You know what I mean? Like taking time of solitude. You might need to cut some people off, or, quiet the noise. You know what I mean? All the extra distractions. Take a break from your phone. Take a break from, the screens. Like, I have found so much peace in just solitude, and being outside without any like distractions. I love sitting outside with nothing and just looking at nature. Like, it's just like the simplest things that I'm like, like I love that. And finding that peace is just, it's elating, you know? But yeah, and it's in those quiet moments so that I have gotten the most clarity. Also, give yourself grace and understanding that you are not behind. I think I said that at some point, but you are not behind. Self-discovery doesn't have a deadline. Move in your own time. Everybody runs their own race. So just respect the fact of where you are at in your race and focus on your race. And lastly, you don't owe the internet a finished version of yourself. You're allowed to be in progress. And this is something that, even for myself, I have to say, because like I said, recovering perfectionist, I would like everything to be perfect, but I mean, things take time. Things take time. Now, this is just purely out of curiosity, but if you ever been in this place of trying to figure out who you are, what it is that you love, just your identity, I would like to know, when did all this make sense for you? And at what age? Because nowadays, I mean, it could happen. There's people younger than me that I just am like, wow, you just got it all figured out, huh? And there's some people who, are in their 50s and they're like, man, I didn't get to this point until I was like 45 or whatever. So what age, did you finally get to a point of understanding who you are as a person? because I think a lot of us are discovering ourselves later than we admit, and there is nothing wrong with that. So humor me for a little bit. But wherever you are in your journey, I just hope that you give yourself the permission to grow slowly and gently, and just to be honest about who you are and where you want to be in life. And that is all for today, folks. But no, seriously, that is all for today. Until next time, my friend.